Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Willie Lane, the sickest in the game, and this finally arrived in the mail yesterday, so I can finally give you my complete thoughts around Fallout 76. So, I'm pretty much the core Fallout audience, I guess, and, traditionally I wouldn't have been excited about Fallout 76, but a week prior to the live announcement, I had this moment where I messaged my friend online. I was like, dude, do you want to play Overwatch? And I didn't really want to play Overwatch myself. I just wanted to hang out with my friend. And he was like, no, dude, I'm playing Fallout 4. And I was like, damn, I really want to play Fallout 4 too. It's a shame that we can't play Fallout 4 together. And, a week later we had the live announcement. And at the time, I didn't understand that it was going to be an online game. I sort of, threw up my reaction video. And then a little bit later, I found out that it was going to be an online experience game. And later at E3, we found out more and more about it, 16 times the detail and all that sort of stuff. So the beta was only open to people who pre-ordered, and I tried to get onto the beta, but it was a 71 gigabyte download. By the time, so the beta opened, you could start downloading. That 71 gigabytes took me 2 days to download, and by the time I was ready to play, there was a patch that was 42 gigabytes. So I actually missed out on the beta completely just because of the download sizes. Which was really disappointing. But I watched some other people play it online. It wasn't looking great at that stage. But soon launch day rolled around and it was sort of set in history. But even then, I was still really, really hyped. I thought the game would be better. So launch day rolled around and I went to pick up my Power Armour edition. The midnight launch at my local gaming store was pretty crap compared to the Fallout 4 launch. The Fallout 4 launch, we got a free shirt, we got a Mars bar, and we got a can of Pepsi, which is pretty good in my books. But yeah, the Fallout 76 launch, we got a mini Mars bar, and that was it. And yeah, the turnout wasn't crazy good. So that was kind of disappointing. And yeah, so I got the Power Armor edition, and also my Pip-Boy, which came in the mail a few months later actually. There was a mix-up with my order, but yeah, let me give you my impressions of the Power Armor edition. So the helmet itself, it's plastic, but it's very good looking, especially at a distance, and mine personally had a little bit broken off there, but I glued it back on. So the helmet's not really too uncomfortable, but it is like on my head, and I can't really, my range of movement's sort of limited, but it does some cool stuff. Like it's got a bat's noise, and it's got a voice augmentator. Hello, this is what my voice sounds like. I am whispering. It sort of works, but I'll leave it up to you if you think it's okay or not. But yeah, I was pretty happy with the helmet overall. My head fits inside it pretty comfortably, and the voice modulator works well, the light looks good, and yeah, I was pretty happy with it. It's a great shelf piece. I really love the look of this helmet. It's one of my favorites in the game, pretty much. It also came with these little army men, which I thought were kind of dumb looking. In my opinion, they don't look too much like 50s sort of army men, because I've seen them before. They look just sort of cheap sort of thing. I do like how they're like slightly off the game model. They look like they could have been out of the comics in the game. But one of the things that was pretty bad was the bag. Now, the way this was advertised online was, I thought it was going to be sort of similar to a country road bag, if you guys are familiar with that overseas. But this is about the cheapest bag I can even imagine. Like I've got shopping bags that are higher quality than this that are 20 cents. And yeah, this is definitely a far throw from what was advertised online. Now this caused a big ordeal in the gaming industry sort of thing, like online. There's a big big throwback sort of thing, and eventually they caved in and gave us, I think, 500 atoms of free money. So it didn't cost them anything to give us 500 atoms, but they gave us a measly 500 atoms. Which it turned out later was not even enough to buy a canvas bag in the game. It's a pretty big blunder, and I hope it cost them a lot of money, because it was retarded that it happened in the first place. But, you know, eventually they caved in again, and they were going to send out each individual person a new canvas bag. So I live in Australia, you know, they had to ship it to my house directly, you know. I had to imagine that cost them a lot of money, and here's the new canvas bag. Is it great? No, it's pretty average, and, you know, I hear people online make this analogy all the time that the Fallout bag situation is pretty similar to the game. Like, this is what you, like, there's what's advertised, what you get, and then what they end up with 5 months down the track, you know? Or 8 months, or however long it's been. It's a pretty good analogy. It works pretty well. Now, I haven't talked about gameplay yet, so, you know, I installed it day one. It was, I think, again, 71 gigabytes, something like that. I played it for about 5 hours, I think. One of the things that was really sore and sort of sticking out to me was how the world wasn't, it was sort of like each world was an instance, and, you know, you accomplish something in one play, like 1 hour, okay? You sign off and you go back into it an hour later, and it's back to how it was before. That instancy sort of feel of things really broke the sense of achievement for me. Like, when I play through Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 4, I like going through the world and sort of accomplishing things and changing the world in different ways. And I like replaying them and changing them in different ways and seeing how it all sort of works. In Fallout 76, that wasn't something you could really do in the game. There was no sort of outcome, there was no sort of sense of accomplishment playing the game for sessions. And it was just something that was really, really unappealing to me about the quest design. I didn't like doing horde battles, I didn't like doing the sort of quests that were built into the game. And I did try to play online with my friend after all that, and yeah, we tried to divide and conquer and accomplish objectives separately, but we all individually need to do each objective, and that ended up being really, really crap. We weren't impressed with that, and I think at that point he uninstalled it, and I wasn't too far behind him. There was a 42 gigabyte update, which did it for me, because it's just too much. It would have been like 4 days before I could play again, and at that point I'd played all I needed to play, and yeah, that was pretty much my experience with Fallout 76. I haven't reinstalled it since. Nothing I've seen online has made me even think about reinstalling it, which is really disappointing, because I'm still, to this day, enjoying Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. What I really want for Fallout 76 is an offline mod that just lets you go through and complete everything, sort of like a normal Fallout game. And yeah, there was an interview with Todd Howard talking about if, you know, Fallout 76 had damaged the reputation or image of Bethesda. And in my opinion, it's irreparable damage. Like, I'm never going to look at a Bethesda game the same way again. I might have bought Rage if it weren't this Fallout 76, but Rage, you know, ended up being subpar, and I'm glad I didn't buy it. And, yeah, it's quite the defeat for Bethesda. I'm never gonna look at them the same way again. Like, they're using the same engine for the new Elder Scrolls and the new Starship game. I don't want anything to do with this engine anymore. This engine, I think, is terrible. But yeah, those are my thoughts around Fallout 76. This is gonna be a terrible video. I don't care. That's what I thought. That's what the bag looks like. Yeah.